Well, Tommy, I noticed that you, on one of your lists that I've heard you talk about before, people come into money, maybe inheritance, maybe they won the lotto, some kind of windfall. Tax refund.
Yeah.
And they burn through. I mean, we're trying to use our money tastefully. We're trying to be good stewards of the economics that we have. So when I get a windfall, I should be looking at my debt reduction and then putting money into savings, not into consumer. Isn't it true? I mean, I just saw it. We talked about this on another show where a person got $1 million death benefit. They thought that was great. They're going to go out and spend. They're buying the new car, and they thought they're going to live on the rest.
Right.
They're not going to live on the rest.
No, in a 1% interest rate environment, $1 million is $10,000 a year. You're not rich on $10,000 a year. People have no idea. And they have no idea what they're going to need in retirement. They have no idea how much life insurance they need. They're all underinsured because I think $1 million is a lot. No, $1 million is $10,000 a year. You need to have at least $1 million of life insurance for every $50,000 of income. People don't think that way. You know, you need to save up how many million for retirement if we're in a 1% interest rate environment. People have no idea. And so they think that, you know, they come into 50,000 or 100,000 and it's a lot of money. It's not a lot of money in today's economy. And what you got to do is you got to get out of debt so that once you're out of debt, you can supercharge your savings. See, we want to get out of debt so that we can take all the money that we were paying off debt and put that to pay ourselves. See, right now, people are working for their money. And what you want to do is have your money work for you. That's the key. You stop working for money, start having your money work for you. And you can do it if you're wise, if you're disciplined, if you get out of debt. You can do it.
Now, Tommy, I've been looking at, again, back to bankrate.com. I mean, for my short-term money, you know, if you're getting there for a year, you might get a point and a quarter, maybe, for a 1-year CD. But I've also noticed that 5-year annuities, deferred annuities, which a lot of our viewers and listeners, they go, I'm not really sure I know about that. Some of those 5 years are paying 275 to 3.
Yeah, and I mean, you can even get into variable products that can pay more than that.
Now that's got risk, though.
And yes, but if you're an annuity, then they'd have guarantees against that risk. So you got to look at the whole package, or you can do what I do. 100% of my new purchases are going into deferred income
for retirement.
Yes, I'm locking in income because I've figured this out, Steve. My retirement is all about income. It's not about assets. I don't even care what the market does. I don't care what my assets are. It's all about income. So I'm trying to load up with as much guaranteed lifetime income as I can. And I've got some starting at 60. I got some kicking in at 65. I got some kicking in at 70. I got some more kicking in at 75. And I buy them in a ladder to ensure I will have increasing income for the rest of my life.
Well, that's kind of a new mantra, because the old mantra, you know, buy term, invest the difference. You're kind of buy income and invest the difference.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about income. And that buy term and invest the difference, that was a loser strategy from day one, because what happened is people bought term and they spent the difference, and they bought term and they lost the difference. Almost every one of those people would have been far better off if they would have bought a whole life or some type of permanent life insurance policy. They would have far more cash today than what they do when they buy term and invest the difference. And then they wind up in retirement with absolutely no life insurance. There's an entire generation that's going into retirement with no life insurance. They were told their house would be paid off. They'd have a pension. They wouldn't need it anymore because they'd have so much money. Well, none of that's true. And that now they got no life insurance. And so now they live a just-in-case retirement because they're denying themselves a retirement because they think they got to leave their kids some money.
Well, when I think about the number one demographic for actual life insurance sales is happening with the seniors. They're buying final expenses.
Right.
They're buying insurance for the first time. You know, and remember, we had to have health issues.
Right. They got to protect against Social Security benefits. They want to leverage charitable giving. They want to help their grandchildren. I tell people, don't give your kids money. Leave them life insurance because you can leave them so much more.
Yeah, when we're thinking about putting money aside, we've created a cash flow now. We're looking at our short-term money. Maybe we're using a CD, or we're trying to get 6 months out so that in case anything happens to our job, we have 6 months kind of a cushion before we actually have problems. I'm also looking at, a lot of us have HSA accounts from our medical accounts. I mean, there's money in there for medical, and that could be a huge issue. And again, your match issue, man, if your employer is matching your 401k, you should at least put money up to the match, because you said that's free money and it's 100% return if you did nothing else.
Right. And then one last thing, Steve, that we could talk about in some future show is that, there's not just diversification when you're investing money. There's tax diversification. Because, see, you don't want to have all your money going into pre-tax. You don't want to have it all going into your 401k. You want to have some money going into some type of tax-free, like a Roth IRA or permanent life insurance, where you can pull money out tax-free, and that's a whole nother show.